is everyone today? I want to give some encouragement to those who are over 50. You know, we found love over 50. I am 58 and I have been married before. And I've also had people ask me, and they will say, do you want to get married again? Have had that question asked to me a lot of times. I've been divorced now for over 14 and a half years. And then my answer was, yes, I want to experience marriage for the first time. And then, then the looks, because, people know that I've been married before. And then they'll say, but you've been married before, right? I'm like, I was, but I've never known a marriage where my feelings and my life was safe, where my voice mattered, and love didn't come with pain or trauma or abuse. I always chose out of lust. I've always chose out of what my flesh wanted, and it never ended well. I'm in IHOP, so that's why I'm looking. But this time around, I said, God, you choose. I want what you want from me. And that was the prayer that changed my life. So I am over the moon. I am about to be a wife in 80 something days to a man that God sent, that God ordained for me, that God joined for me. Man didn't put us together. This was God. And so in the waiting period, you can get frustrated. You may feel that the waiting is a delay, but the waiting time is not wasted time. What should you be doing when you're waiting? Wait on yourself. Get closer to God. Start a hobby, a business. Do kingdom work. It's, about building the kingdom. And that's what I did. I worked on myself to make sure that when God sent the man that he had for me, that I was not bringing any of the past trauma, any of the past hurts into this new relationship. And I didn't have a list. Some people will have a list that will say a person 6 feet tall and this, that, and the other. I'm only 5'2", so everybody's going to be taller than me anyway. But I did write down qualities. Those were the only things that I wrote down. A man that after God's own heart. A man that would love me as Christ loved the church. A man with integrity. A man with character. A man with prayer life. Those are the only things that I wrote down. Nothing about money. None of that kind of stuff. Because that doesn't matter. Because God's going to multiply what he joins together anyway. And I'm the favor factor. So, and then we're both going to have favor because we're both going to be living out Amos 9 and 13 anyway. So to put down on a piece of paper that a person has to make X amount of dollars, none of that matters. And then you can say, oh, I want a person that's 6 feet tall and dark and he got to have this amount of weight and built and that. And then he's abusing you. So what is the purpose of that? You should pray, God, I want what you want from me. And that was the game changer for me. So you can find love over 50. Do it God's way. We're doing everything God's way. No testing, nothing before the wedding. And it can be done. You have to put your flesh under subjection. And a lot of times some people can't do that. But I thank and praise God that he sent me someone that would not make me compromise my boundaries and not make me compromise my beliefs. He honors them. And as he honors me, we both honor God together. So you can find love over 50. All right? Stay encouraged. Wait well. While you're waiting, do things for the kingdom. And get rid of those lists. Please, get rid of those, got to have this, got to have that. God knows what you need, not just for your now, but for where he is taking you. And don't forget to join our podcast on YouTube. It's called Meet Us at the Well Podcast. So come on over there and we're going to do some live soon, some live videos. In the future, we're going to have some guests on there. But stay encouraged, people. You can find love over 50, but let God choose and not your flesh. Take care.